Welcome back to another episode of the Glory Hunter Kurmo here on FC24 with Barcelona. We are close to wrapping up the entire series. We're close to wrapping up this season. We are in the semifinals of the Champions League, in which we'll take on Newcastle United in today's episode. We are also in La Liga contention to win the league. We are currently only 1 point behind Real Madrid. They still have to play Atletico Madrid on May 28th, so we might have to find out if we can win the league way down the line. But for now, it is kind of our focus to try and focus on the league, but also our focus to get into the final of the Champions League. We already failed to win the Copa del Rey. We actually got knocked out to Atletico Madrid in the quarterfinals before, a couple episodes ago by now. So that's another trophy we failed to win. So there's only 2 more left for club, and then 1 obviously for the Euros in the summer with the England national team. We are going to go ahead in here and jump into Sim. Obviously, Vitor Roque, if you missed it, he's out with an injury, only 5 days. But people like Saka and Pedri, they're both out for the whole entire season. Saka might be able to come back. There's a chance Saka does come back, but it's unlikely. We're going to go ahead and simulate this game. We'll jump in if need be. Hopefully not. Hopefully the boys take care of business. William Saliba! He gets up high and scores on the corner. 28 minutes in. It's 1-0 for Barcelona. Super sub Mudryk. He gets the job done. He confirms the job is done. A 2-0 advantage now for Barcelona in the 86th minute. That only means we are going to go ahead and win this game against Villarreal. And we'll move on to the next league game against Real Sociedad on our quest to try and get back into first place in the league. And that quest isn't hard at all when your opponent in the title race, Real Madrid, they drew their game against Rayo Vallecano. So now they go into second, and we leapfrog back into them into that first position. So we are now first with a point advantage. So we just got to win out, and everything is perfectly fine. Easier said than done. We definitely have the easier schedule of run here because we don't really have to deal with Atletico Madrid, to be honest. The hardest team was Villarreal. It's going to be Real Sociedad now, Sevilla as well. So those 3 games after that, it's pretty much easy running in the league itself. And Martin Odegaard here against Real Sociedad scores and converts. It's 1-0, 39 minutes in. And Real Sociedad level things up here. Vahi scores in the 54th minute to make it level once again. We are going to go ahead and jump in here with 15 minutes left to go to try and get that win to stay on top of the table. We can't really afford to drop points. We can only drop 1. That's it. And we don't have 1 to drop here. Davies crossed and blocked. At that point, Davies down to Vitor, who's back from injury. And now Malik Tillman, the super sub. It might actually work out. It does. And Malik Tillman finds the back of the net, and it's 2-1 for Barcelona. Just like that. Now hang on to the lead. Unlike the AI. Oh, no. Oh, no. Caicedo. William Saliba trying to get there. Now Zachariah. And blocked off beautifully, and that should be all she wrote. It is Malik Tillman who absolutely just cleared up the field, and a 2-1 win. And we stay top of the table going into the Champions League semifinal first leg against Newcastle. This is Newcastle's lineup here going into the first leg. We have Anthony Gordon, Gabriel Jesus, Chukwueze, Willig, Bove, Larson, Wellington, Danyo, Ndika, Kanate, Arnu, Martinez, and Marmardishvili. We are going with our full-strength team to the best capability it can be. Obviously, no Mr. Pedri and no Bukayo Saka. Let's get Zai Emery now on the ball. Zai Emery, the keeper punched it away. Marmardishvili did well there. Odegaard will control it down, though. And Martin Odegaard in the box. Martin Odegaard shot blocked, but out wide to Forbes. Down to Phil. And Phil Foden, if I had the capability to do what you could in real life, that would be a goal. Davies into the box. Emery can't get there first. Odegaard Roku, Zaire, first time finish, and Zaire finds the back of net. Barcelona have an undeserved lead. It's 1-0, 42 minutes in. Phil Foden, great body work off the ball and on the ball. Now Roku out to Zaire. Zaire in the box, straight to Martin Odegaard, and Martin Odegaard will double it. It's 2-0 for Barcelona. Newcastle are slowly starting to open up and slowly starting to just allow me to come straight in. It's 2-0 in the first leg. This pass right here, though, from Zaire, Martin Odegaard read that to stop running and blast into the back of the net, and we're up 2-0. Anthony Gordon, Larson, they get one back. It's 2-1. And Newcastle show a little bit of life in the second half finally. Martinez blocked by Rice, but he'll still pick it up. Now in the box for Gabriel Jesus, and blocked off by former ex-Arsenal teammate Saliba. Cleared up the field, and we survived that one. We win the first leg 2-1. We move on to Newcastle for the second leg. We are going to go ahead and simulate through this game here against Sevilla in hopes to obviously keep this winning streak alive and keep our title hopes up there as well. Sevilla is starting to wake up here. It's 0-0, 70 minutes in. It's a must-jump-in situation here. Sevilla look like they're getting ready to score, so we got to come in, block that, and come down the line and score ourselves. Koundé into Odegaard. Odegaard over the top into the path of Roku. Can he get there on the second ball against Lodi? No. Maybe right here. Yes. Lodi, a heavy touch there. Now Roku into Tillman, who's playing out wide on the right. Declan Rice into the path of Martin Odegaard into space. Martin Odegaard onto his left foot, blocked, but he'll retain possession. Zaire now. Tillman. Can we get that out wide to Davies? Yes, we can. Alphonso Davies. Down to Mikhail Mudryk. Mikhail Mudryk into Roku. Roku into the path of the net, and the keeper got a touch to that. Stopped it. It was me and Cruz. Deli. Ter Stegen with the save. Rebound goes in, and Luca Bayo for Sevilla might have just sealed the deal and gave Barcelona a crucial L and just gave Real Madrid that hope of lifting the league trophy. We're playing for a draw now. We are playing for a draw. That's the best outcome possible at the moment. And a second goal here definitely is not going to help that help at all. It would completely ruin it, but they might not even go for the second. They might just keep possession of the ball. That's all they really have to do. That's all they care about is not scoring, but they might score the second anyway, except Ter Stegen says no. And we got to go now. Declan Rice out wide to Mudryk. Mudryk, you got to turn and be able to go, but you don't, and we're going to lose 1-0 to Sevilla. And that just gives Real Madrid the biggest let off. They do have a game in hand, and that game is against, who is that against? It's against Ville, which is all the way down. Is that against Valladolid, who are currently in 11. So not the easiest, but not the hardest. Definitely a winnable and probably a must-win and an only win. In fact, we can probably check right now as well. Again, I probably should have simmed a couple days ahead. Anyway, is it going to be them? Yes, it will. They're level on points now with us. Does that mean they drew? Or did they win? They drew. They drew against Valladolid, so they are just ahead of us by goal difference. So if we can get our goal difference header or higher and we keep winning, then that's also big as well. And we do have at least decent opportunity against Alaves, against Racing, and really against Vallecano there as well. But time to shift our focus to this Newcastle game. All steams ahead. Newcastle United must come down, and we must keep this alive and get into the final of the Champions League. Pedri is on his way back. That is good to see. Let's get to it. Second leg here against Newcastle. In Newcastle at the St. James Park. We're up 2-1 on aggregate. honestly, it was an undeserving lead at first. We kind of deserved it in the second half. They started to wake up late in the game. They nearly got the equalizer. Thankfully, we survived that. And we must set the tone again early here as Davies into the path of Foden, intercepted, but he might get his own rebound. He won't. Douglas Luiz finds the back of the net on the free kick. And we are level at 2 apiece on aggregate. And Newcastle are up 1-0 on the day. Martin now out wide. Martin into the path of Mudryk, who is clearly onside and clearly in space. And now Mikhailo Mudryk. Mikhailo Mudryk, the super sub. Marmardashvili with the save. Ndika. Gordon. Mudryk intercepts that. And here comes Mikhailo Mudryk. Can we create something here? We have Vitaroku in the middle of 2 defenders, but Mikhailo Mudryk didn't take it himself. They didn't close him down. They didn't focus on Mudryk, and that is what you get for that. It's Barcelona 3-2 on aggregate. Super sub Mikhailo Mudryk. Might have just put Barcelona in the Champions League final. Gordon, Gallo. Mudryk puts it up the field, and Barcelona are in the Champions League final. We take down Newcastle 3-2 on aggregate. And we will play either Manchester United or Real Madrid in the final of the Champions League, as the ball is just walking mysteriously off with an invisible player. In fact, it was a referee that had the ball. But we are in the final of the Champions League. Who are we facing off? It's either against El Clasico rivals Real Madrid or it's against English team Manchester United. And I really hope it's Real Madrid, but it is Manchester United. They win 4-3 on aggregate. So it'll be Barcelona versus United in the Champions League semi-final. In the final, not the semi-final, in the final. When we come back next episode, it will be the season finale where we are going to look to go goals galore in the league, as well as try and win the Champions League final against Manchester United. And after that, the episode after that, we have a very tough group in the Euros with Spain, Norway, and Sweden. Obviously controlling England, I believe, at the deadline or squad by a deadline day. So we'll try and do that. Hopefully, Bukayo Saka is back for injury for that one. That's kind of half the reason why we brought him into the team anyway. That way we could use him in that national team later on down the line. And he was in great form. But he's going to come in dry. He's going to come in injured. So it is what it is. Next episode, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Peace out.